When you first read a poem, it's a bit like being a detective arriving on a crime scene for the first time. There's all sorts of stuff going on, but it's really difficult to find a way to start to solve the puzzle of the poem, to put the pieces together. In this video, I'm going to teach you a simple technique which you can apply to any poem you come across, and it's going to help you to understand what it's about, give you a way and give you something to write about. You see, there's one thing which all poems have in common. Poets are an emotional sort, and somewhere in the poem, the feelings of the poet are going to be hidden away. All you have to do is work out what these feelings are and why the poet, or indeed the character or persona which the poet's created, feels this way. How are you going to do this? Simple. 3 questions. Question number 1, how does the poet feel? Question number 2, why do they feel this way? And question number 3, how do you know they feel this way? Like any good detective, you also need to be prepared. A pen, a couple of highlighters in different colours should be about all you need. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, we need a poem. Here's one, Futility by Wilfred Owen. I'm going to start by reading the poem, but I'm going to do it with a highlighter in my hand and a question in my mind. Question number 1, how is the poet feeling? As I read, every time I find a word or a group of words which give away any kind of emotion, anything which really speaks to me, I'm going to highlight it. It doesn't even matter if you aren't certain what all these words mean, as at the minute we're just trying to get to the emotional heart of the poem, so their sounds can be just as important as their meanings, just get a feel for it. Now, I'm going to pick just a few of these words I've selected. I'm going to annotate which emotion I'd attach to them. For example, the word gently seems quite caring, home gives me a sense of longing to be at home, whereas hard implies something is difficult and someone may want to give up. Okay, I've got loads of different emotions, so I now need to ask myself question number 2, why does the poet feel this way? I now need to find a little more evidence for some of the emotions I've found, and to do this I need to use my second colour to highlight anything which explains the emotions. For example, home, we can take the whole quotation, gently its touch awoke him once at home, and for hard I might take the question, are limbs too hard to stir? Don't try and do this for all your words, just the ones you can find evidence for. Right, now I've got evidence to explain how the poet feels and why they feel this way, and to be honest, any answer here is fine, you can't get it wrong as long as you've got evidence. Finally then, I've got to link the two together using question number 3. How do I know this? How do I know they feel this way? I'm going to annotate this using a pen onto my copy of the poem. I've said that somebody is longing to be at home and the sun reminds them of this. That must mean they're a long way away from home, probably against their will. Secondly, if moving your limbs is such a difficult thing, then it's likely that someone is on the verge of giving up hope. Link my 2 quotations together and I've discovered that this is a poem about someone away from their home and their loved ones who is finding that they're losing the desire to carry on with their life. Simple. So, to recap, there are 3 questions you need to ask yourself when you're faced with a new poem. Question number 1, how does the poet feel? Question number 2, why do they feel this way? And question number 3, how do you know? Once you've decided what the poem means to you, you should then be able to think more clearly about things like poetic devices, structure, context, which you might also have to write about to impress the examiners. And please do have a look at my other videos on this. But this simple formula, 3 steps, should help you to gain a decent understanding of any poem which you come across. Thank you for watching.